If this is the first time you're watching my videos, this is the second video in a session that I'm trying to streamline and avoid spending a lot of time learning a new process, especially around sales and building a sales infrastructure when my background is mainly in technology. I've done sales intuitively. I've built multiple technology companies, exited successfully. In my current company, we've decided we need to start developing an in-house sales infrastructure. And one of the questions to the previous, my first video was, how come I kept on posting a lot on LinkedIn and other places about the importance of not building a product as long as you don't have paying users solving a problem. You cannot sell something if it's not, at least to your first users, if it's not cancer drugs to a cancer patient. So you need to identify a problem, build the product, the solution, and they buy it. And how come you're asking the question about problems and solutions? That was one of the people asking. So I would like to clarify. We've done great sales in the last year. We actually processed over $3 billion in transactions, close to 500,000, or maybe more than 500,000 transactions. And this is all from a single industry that we have identified an extreme problem. In fact, many small problems. So in order to start a sales infrastructure and streamline and scale it, you cannot have people sell intuitively like founders. You need to have somebody who is digging down and going deep to understand what are the top 3 problems that will make somebody say, oh, I do have cancer and I need the cancer drug, and I'm ready to take it even if I will lose all my hair. And that's kind of what we're trying to figure out. And this is very complex because we have many biases against specific problems, either because the solution was kind of hard to figure out, or it's more unique, or it makes us feel better, or it's many other reasons. We don't know what the sales, what problem will trigger the right sale. And that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. Many people came in with many ideas about sales, marketing, USP, and other stuff, which I really appreciate the comment and feedback. And I will shout out later to all the responses directly, but I'm trying to be as broad as I can. When somebody sells an existing commodity or an existing product or a product that has many competitors out there, it's way easier to find the specific problem that you're solving to the specific solution. Having multiple problems for an underserved industry in a specific area of their business that we are doing, like AP, payments, budget management, internal communication, compliance, and vendor communication, vendor outreach, the blindness of not knowing where a payment is at. No, a check is lost in the mail, or it's not yet arrived, or it's on someone's desk not deposited yet. So many problems, especially for companies who are dealing with multiple bank accounts. There's so many details that we can go into and drill into every specific problem. How big is the problem? We've built a solution to solve, I would say, close to 100 problems. Some of them are as strong as cancer. And as much as we're shocked ourselves, some of our customers have said that they don't want us quoting it, but I will say it. We've saved them last year 50% of their headcount in workforce for an entire team. They haven't laid off anybody, but they have been able to shift resources to other places. This is great, and this is what we're trying to achieve. And it shows with our success. But building a scalable sales infrastructure requires way deeper than that. What are the top 3 problems that will make, when you tell this to someone, it will make him, okay, where can I sign? This is what I'm looking for. And this is very hard to do, and it's very complicated to figure out. Building a marketing campaign for that is kind of a shortcut. So first of all, thanks Penny for making me aware that sometimes cold calling is a shortcut, and some industries need to have, in reality, marketing or sales or other stuff. And another thing that I want to point out is there is nothing wrong with the shortcut. You just need to know the cost benefits. The benefit, if the benefits outweigh the cost, then great. If the cost outweigh the benefit, please stay away. And this holds true for many things, especially things that we have biases against that. We have to be very honest with the cost. And that's why I took the time for the long analogy like yesterday. And sorry again for being so long. I will try to know that we have to have shorter videos in the future. I'm trying to figure out a path how to get things shorter. I don't know. If anybody has an idea how to make videos shorter, not by cutting down the content and not by editing out a lot of things, because the idea here is I just record, post, and that's it. So now we'll take time to discuss specific responses from specific people and thank them. If it's interesting for you, stay on it. If not, go. At least you get the nuggets until now. I'm still trying to figure out, by the way, how to get before I go there. I'm still trying to figure out how to get to the point of figuring out the top 3 problems without bombarding existing customers, without spamming potentially new customers. These are things that it can't work that way. Maybe in marketing or branding, as someone mentioned, you need to spam people or mass email people in order to scale. Maybe. I'm not going to go into that right now. That's not the point. But while figuring out the talking points, figuring out the process, figuring out these things, we know our target market. We know the person in the company who makes the decision. We know our users. We know everything very well. But we don't know so many details that to the people who say hire someone, we can't hire yet because we're too early to hire. We can hire somebody who will have to go through the process that we have to go through. It's something that is a process for startups to figure out on their own, and most likely for the founders to do it on their own themselves. And it's pretty not intuitive, and sadly a lot of companies are trying to avoid that. And that's the point. If they're trying to avoid it, we need to face it. When you see things that most people avoid, face it. The reality is, in the place where you want to be in 2 years from now, most people won't get there if you are successful. Why? Not because of all the hardships you took until today, but because of the hardships you are going to have to face in the next 2 years. That's something I actually told today in the morning to someone. If you want to achieve something in the next 2 years, meaningful, and be a past where the pack is, you have to do things what the pack will not. And it's not easy. So where are we in our company facing that? Going through figuring out the exact pain points is complicated. And if anybody has ideas, I want to listen. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the comments and feedbacks. And I'm surprised that we had so many people. Over 1,000 people have listened to the previous video. And I'm shocked. I'm extremely surprised. So thank you for giving me the trust, the honor, and everything. Now, Abe, thank you for your offer. I would love to if you can DM me the list for brainstorming. Yankee Pearl, I love your statement about in 2024, you need to be authentic and real. The idea of building a community and an internal fan base, that's a great idea. I will try to put in more effort to it. To have this done properly, we probably need to figure out more details of what generally our users and decision makers are trying to have as a community, and then build around that. And that's kind of also a question. If somebody knows how to figure out how to build communities for specific people, I would love to hear anything. And somebody suggested, Shlomi suggested actually an interesting idea about doing a survey. The problem with the survey is people will only respond to questions that we have given them, and we have to be way more creative than that. And it's again kind of spammy and not really helping much. Thank you, Joseph, for your long response. Thank you, Isaac. I hope I answered most of your questions or all of your questions. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And I would love to hear feedback on especially these two things: how to build a community, and second thing, how to figure out a problem among 100 of problems that we're solving, especially for a new type of product that we want to make sure that we get in front of the right people. Thanks.